Hey everybody, this is Kitty2TFJ, and I'm here with the unboxing, or after the unboxing. I did start off with an unboxing, and I guess let me know in the description, in the comment section, if y'all want me to show you the full unboxing. I got interrupted yesterday while doing my unboxing, and I had to stop the video abruptly, and it's already been out the box. It's not, I don't see it making sense to do a whole retake of doing this out of the box. The whole view of this thing is already out of the box now, so the anticipation is gone, right? All right, so I'm going to be doing one-handed operation here. I don't have anything to hold my camera here, and my little stand here with my light, it broke, so I can't use the part to hold this camera. So I'll just be using it in one-hand operation real quick. First impressions of this radio after taking it out of the box. Okay, so this is of course, the YAESU, and you can see it easily, the FT5 Delta. I call it the 5 Delta because it just sounds better, right? FT5D, so a lot of hams are calling it, but I just keep it at FT5 Delta. It doesn't sound right trying to say Foxtrot Tango 5D. That's so FT5 Delta sounds way better. It just sounds better, right? Let me know in the comments. Okay, so this is in my unboxing video, I actually went over a little bit of a background with me. When I first started using ham radio, I was into Baofeng first. It was the first radio that I did have. And then I went to Anytone because I was into lower prices with functionality. And that's what ham radio should be all about, right? Low price range. I'm not rich. I don't have all that kind of money. I'm still a young guy. I'm 38 years old. I have kids and other stuff that I got to pay for. You know, maybe in the future when I'm 20 plus years older, I might be able to, if I'm still here, hopefully, if everything goes well, I more or less get something more expensive and stuff like that and play with the thousands of dollars worth of equipment. But I try to keep it where, now this is one of the most expensive equipment, radios, HTs that I've ever bought. These things are made better than most of the other equipment. Like I'm right now using, this is my base radio. This is the Anytone 5888. It's only analog. It's very good. It's a I think it runs up to 50 watts. And this is what I'm using in the shack right now for my primary radio in the shack. In my car, I have the Anytone 578, which is also a 50 watt radio. It's very good. It's a digital radio. It does DMR, of course, everybody should know. It's DMR radio. And that's another thing that I started off with as a new ham. I started working with the DMR because it was simple as it can get, right? You might not be able to, it's fun. It adds an additional functionality to radios, right? I had analog repeaters in Brooklyn. I was in Brooklyn and the Bronx. I'm from the Bronx. I moved out to Brooklyn for a little while. And Brooklyn, New York has a few analog repeaters out there. One being the Kings County Radio Club, or KCRC. And they are very good people. I love them. The analog repeater is very good in the area. I can still reach it from here, and I'm in Irvington, New Jersey right now, which is about 30 plus miles away from the repeater. But because I have good elevation and a good antenna running on my roof, I'm able to hit the repeater, and they constantly commenting on how clear I am from this far away. And I think I am the furthest station that logs into their Tuesday night net. They have analog net. They also do a system fusion net, if I'm correct, on Wednesdays or Thursday. I'm not 100%. I got to remember what day it is. Tomorrow I'll probably ask them some questions about that, being that now I do have a YAESU radio. Now this is my first YAESU radio. I never had one before this. I've seen other hams use it, and I believe that was the 3D and others, the FT1 and all that stuff. I seen them. I played around with them. They were nice radios. I do respect the quality of these radios. Now, this is the most up-to-date radio there is. I went down to HRO, and I wanted to see, I wanted to get into Fusion. I wanted to play around with that. I wanted to get into YAESU and have a little idea of how their radios work, get a little bit more, broaden my, knowledge of radios, right? So I know Motorola's, I know, Anytone, and now I have YAESU. I haven't touched Kenwood. That's coming, that's next, right? I'll get into Kenwood later on. But you know, with money being tight and stuff like that, like everybody should know, don't spend more than what you have. Work what you got to get your voice out there, right? That's my whole philosophy. Don't overspend unless you have it. And if you don't have it, find something that works for you that's not a piece of crap. You know, even if you get a piece of crap, like if you get like a little Baofeng, like the 5R or whatever, I had the 5R, and then I went up a little bit more, which cost a little bit money. I went to the Baofeng 1701, which is an analog digital radio. That's their digital radio. That radio worked really good. Nobody had a complaint about it. The speaker was good. The functionality was good. Everything worked on it. It was never any issue with it. It was a very good, solid built radio. And I dropped it a bunch of times. It works. It's clear on the air. No issues. And that's just me. I don't know if anybody else used the 1701, which is their digital radio for DMR, but it works. It worked very good. And then I went to Anytone, the 578 and the 878, which is the HT, and now the 5888, which is the analog base station that I'm using right now. Okay, let's get into the radio. That's a little background on me, guys. And so this is my first YAESU radio. And to be honest, I didn't turn this thing on more than, I think I turned it on once to do a demonstration yesterday, and I didn't go anywhere from there. So right now, as you can see, I did not take off the plastic screen protector at all, because I wanted to do that peel that everybody loved, the satisfying peel. I never thought, even when I was a kid, that so many years later, I was back in the 80s and 90s, we were taking off these little plastic things off of all types of stuff, and nobody thought that it would one day be one of the most satisfying things of the century, right? Everybody loves taking these things off, and it does so satisfying. And yes, it is satisfying. Now, this does not come with a screen protector. If anybody is asking, this does not come with a screen protector. So when you take this off, it's all on you, right? So let's take this off and see if I can get y'all to see it. That the sound is just perfect. And then when you see the screen, you go in, it's like, look how the screen is beautiful. It's a nice screen. And like I said, this is a very good built radio. So the power button, of course, is on the right side of the radio, the left side for you, the left side, but right side of the radio. Facing you is the left. Press the power button. There goes my call sign, and there we go. And as you can see, this is a Vfo mode. This is not memory mode. So like I said, I didn't do anything to the radio yet. From left to right, from the top, of course, you have the battery power level, the speaker, because is crossed out, because I guess that means the bottom is not listenable right now. I guess I don't know what that really wanted. I guess there's something about that. Okay, so that's how that works. So let's go over there. KD2 TFJ testing. Okay, so as you can see, when you do the push to talk, I'm gonna do it real fast. You get the red light for the transmit, and if I'm correct, there's a green light for receive. So both of these sides up here light up green when you're receiving, and I'm guessing you might be able to change that in software. I would think you can. I never worked with these radios, so I would not be one of. I couldn't tell you right off the bat. I would have to either read the manual or just play around with it like most people do. I rarely read the manual unless I really don't know what the heck I'm doing, and I typically learn how to do things just by paying attention to what the heck it is. what do you call it? It's a computer, right? So it's if you have the mind to understand computers, you should be able to play around with the menu and find out what's in there and what you can do with it. So I'll find out if you can change those light colors. Maybe, maybe not. I can't say, but I'll see. Okay. So as you can see, you got the VFO mode. This is the how it starts. Now, some people like to say, I saw some videos, they say that they do the system reset, which is you hold the top 3 buttons and the power button at the same time, and it will reset. Now, when I first turned this on yesterday, it was already reset, and I had to put in my call sign. Now, I got this from HRO, but I didn't have them set this thing up for me. I don't even know if they do. I honestly don't know if they do that there. I could ask them. I guess they can. I might take a little drive down there to them and see if they do work on this. Or just give them a phone call and see if they can set up radios and stuff like that. Or if they do. I'm not sure. I got my Anytone radio from them, my Anytone 578 mobile. And I don't know if they do that. I'm not sure. I'll find out. Okay, so on the bottom here, you got mode. And I guess this right here is transmit auto. And I guess that is you can, let me see what you do when you touch this. Nothing. I'm not sure what this is for. So let's see what this is. The menu button, F. See what's in here. Display. Transmit, receive. So this is all your memory. I'm not sure what all of these actually do. So I see that's that wire X. Yeah, so wire X, config, APRS, which this does do. It does have a SD card slot, of course. Options and call sign. So I guess you can go into call sign and change it from what it is to somebody else on the fly. So that's kind of cool, right? Let me see his options here. So USB, camera. Oh, okay. So I don't know what that means. Bluetooth, I do. Device list and Bluetooth auto. So let's go back out of that. SD card we don't have. Configuration APRS. Let's go into APRS. Okay, so this is all the, how you would go into APRS. Let's see if this, so that goes back. So let's go back into it. So you have to hold that. And let's go back to APRS, which is highlighted, meaning that we were just in there, I guess. So all of this, I hope that I'm able to, let's put this down for a second. I'm hoping that I'm able to download their programming software. I'm not sure how that works. I might have to call up HRO before I really go any further into this radio, because I am not familiar with this radio, and I know a lot of guys out there are going to be like, well, you should have jumped into playing around with YAESU first, because everybody is, if you're not, I mean, all older hams are they have at least used YAESU for a long time, all the older hams. Anybody new, YAESU is a little more expensive. Even the old radios I see are still up there in the hundreds of dollars, $200-300 for the FT8. I mean, 1, sorry. And the FT1 that they have is years old now, and that thing still costs money. People don't let go of them easily unless they pass away or get too elderly to use their radios anymore or get out of the hobby. So, it's really hard to get your hands on any YAESU equipment very easily. Either you're paying for it or you are trying to find somebody that has it, that wants to that is cleaning out their old units and giving out, selling their old units. And a lot of people are not trying to sell any of their expensive units that easily, not cheaply either. So you're not going to get a cheap device if it's from YAESU at all. Okay. So what I'm going to do, this is just my first impressions of the radio and the first look at the radio. I'm not going to go into the system configurations and stuff like that just yet. I am going to play around with it before I actually do that, because like I said, I do not really have any idea of how to program this radio. Analog repeaters. I don't know how to use the System Fusion, wired X, I believe that's what it's called. YAESU System Fusion. I don't know how to use it. Now, I am definitely good at understanding DMR. I can explain that all the way through and through, because I've been using it for a very long time, and I know how to explain how to use that. Now, I know this is somewhat the same, but I'm learning it. I have to learn it before I do it, and I'd rather learn it before I do it, and also before I explain this radio to anybody else that might not have YAESU yet. And I know a lot of people that have YAESU is probably going to be like, well, that I know exactly what to do. So this is not a real video for any one of those people. This is probably just a video showing you, if you already have YAESU radios and the 3D, which is the one that's the predecessor to this one. Yeah, if you want, this radio is the newest radio out right now. This is their new flagship radio right here. And I picked this up. This was, what, 580? Not a cheap radio. Definitely not a cheap radio. But then again, this is a very, very good radio, right? They had a problem with the 3D because of the speaker, and everybody knows that the speaker had an issue how loud it was. And me, I'm not going to really 100% use a radio speaker as much as I'm, right now, because this is not using the Kenwood connector, which everybody is typically using the Kenwood connector, which is the 3.5 millimeter jack, and I believe it was the 1.5 millimeter jack in unison. This is not using that, which is funny because more companies know and use the Kenwood method. Why they don't, I don't know. It does use that single prong connector, which is not, I don't even like that one this way, because the Kenwood version, which is the two male jacks, 3.5 millimeter jack, and I think it's 1.5. I think it is. It holds it better, and it definitely holds the mic into its port. I always hated the one single port like this one, because it's only that one little tiny piece that goes in there, and it never, after using it a little while, it definitely becomes a very loose connection, and it easily falls out. I never really 100. I mean, other walkie-talkies and toys and stuff like that did that too. You can get them from the big box stores and stuff like that, where you can find some radios that are doing the same thing, only that one little prong. I never really liked them. I always liked the Kenwood method, where it's two and it's a firm fit, and you got a very loud speaker. I mean, that's one thing I noticed about that, but that's just me. But yeah, this is the radio. It's very nice. I love the construction. It does have a little heft to it. It feels really nice. It's smaller than my Anytone 878 by far. It also does have include the touchscreen, which the Anytone radios do not have just yet. As of right now, they don't. I don't know if they come out with one in the future, but right now they don't. So this is definitely, the backlighting on the buttons are always good to have. So once I do get some time with this radio, I want to make some more videos, some follow-up videos. So stay tuned. I'm definitely trying to get something within the next day or two. I'm going to definitely be reading some of the manual. I'm going to be calling HRO today, and I'm going to be talking to their guys, because they have YAESU radios. One of the guys, I forgot his name. I'm sorry. If I had his information right next to me, I would have definitely gave a shout out to him. But in the next video, I would definitely do that, because I'm going to talk to them and see if I can get some more information on how this radio works. It does have the GPS symbol. I remember hearing that the 3D had a bigger lip here, whatever you want to call it, bump, and it was really, really big. it was up like this high, and it said GPS on it. And this is a lower profile, looks a lot more sleek than the 3D radio with that. Other than that, it's the ergonomics of this radio is a lot different in a sense. It does have the same kind of layout that the 3D does, but more subtle than the 3D. And I like that because I can feel, you can feel this with the how you would say the bumps that comes on the push to talk, and how everything feels. You can feel, you go down, you feel the little lip right here that's right at the bottom of the push to talk, and then the rest of the buttons, the squelch and stuff, the power button, you can feel that. So it really, and then the push to talk feels really good, very responsive. I mean, it feels good. And I see that this thing has a whole lot going on here. The volume for the top, so you can individually change the volume. I can see. I just looked down at that, so I didn't know you could do that, but now I see you can. So I'm going to play around with this radio. There's a lot to learn, and I definitely want to learn as much as I can about this radio before I run outside with this radio and start using it on System Fusion and stuff like that. I don't know anything about that stuff, so I will be learning it and giving you information based on how I feel, and then I can start teaching people how to use it. I'm a very good and fast learner. Once I learn something, I play with it for a little while, a few hours playing around with it, and then I got it down packed. Just like DMR, a lot of people were like asking me all the questions in the world about DMR, and DMR, some people just do not understand. There's a little bit more steps than doing an analog repeater. But once I did it once, and I had it perfect. Some people were looking at me like, how did you get it perfect on your first try? I pay attention to how it said to put the information in, how to plug stuff up. And I guess that's pretty much it. It's all plug and play. You just got to remember how those things plug in, right? So you start at 1, you got to end at 2 or end at 3. What's the first thing you do? The second thing you got to do? What you got to make sure is in there, and that stuff, whatever. Okay, guys, thank you for watching. Sorry I don't have a full video of how this radio works. Like I said, this is more of a first impression radio review to show exactly how it looks. This is my first radio from YAESU, so I don't know as much as people that probably always use YAESU radios and stuff like that. So this is my first time. I'm just showing you the radio, how it looks. Most people, if they already have the 3D, they already know how this more or less looks. But this is how the new one looks right now, the 5 Delta. All right, guys, have a good day. This is KD2TFJ, Chris here. I'm going 7.3 for now until I get some more hands-on time with this little unit here. Have a good day, guys.